But back to Becky Lynch, though. Like I said, Liv Morgan beat her for the championship on Saturday. She beat her to retain the championship on Monday. And then this coming Saturday, June 1st, apparently her contract is expiring. Per all the usual media outlets of Fightful, PW Insider, or whatever, she is not yet re-signed. Now, could she have, and we're just not aware? Very possible. But it sounds like she might be taking time off starting Saturday and might not be aligned to any one company for the next little while, whether that be weeks, months, we don't know. Maybe she wants to have another kid, we just don't know. So what's your assessment of the whole Becky Lynch situation, and where are you seeing her going next, and what you see her doing next?
I mean, it was rumored after WrestleMania she was going to take time off, and then obviously Rhea got hurt, and they kind of pushed her back in, won the belt, and kind of continued for a couple more months. So, I mean, I think it's more just taking some time away. I mean, obviously they have a daughter. Seth just re-signed, so I don't really see her going anywhere else. I mean, I think if she's going to continue to wrestle, she would stay with WWE. But I also think, like I said, maybe she wants to have another kid, or maybe she just wants to take some time off the road. I mean, the schedule can be a lot, especially if you have a young child. So maybe she wants to take a few months off, maybe a year, who knows, and come back. But I mean, I think at this point she's kind of earned the right to do whatever she wants. And also, how can I miss if you don't go away? I feel like the heart grows fonder, and I think if she takes some good amount of time to come off, she can kind of come back and rejuvenate what she's already done. So I think she's earned the right to do what she wants. But I mean, if she comes back to wrestling, I think it's WWE all day.
Is there any chance she can go to AEW if she's contractually free starting Saturday?
I mean, she could, but it wouldn't make sense to do it.
Yeah, what would be her incentive, you think, if she were to go there? I mean, obviously, I think WWE would match the money. There's no incentive at all, you think?
No, because she wouldn't be able to bring her name, and then she basically would have to do all this work to get back over. And I just don't know. I don't think there's any incentive for her specifically to do it. They match the money. She would lose she would lose what makes her special. I mean, she couldn't have the same name. I mean, yeah, the schedule might be lighter, but, I mean, her husband doesn't work there. So it's not I don't know. I feel like the most people, there's something going on. So it's they got released, so they went there because they had nothing else. Why would she go there when her husband works at a different company? I don't know. I feel like for her, their specific situation, it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a chance. I mean, I think they would give her a sweet offer, obviously. I said this yesterday in hashtag, but I think, honestly, there might have been a better chance of her trying something different and just saying, fuck it, a couple of months ago before Mercedes came in. If Mercedes wasn't there, I would say maybe there's a bigger chance, but they kind of have their crown jewel in Mercedes, whether you like her or not. She's the person they're building that division around. So I think with Mercedes being there, I'm not even really sure what they would even do with Becky Lynch in AEW. I mean, they could obviously have her come in and beat Toni Storm, but that's kind of a fuck you to the rest of the division. So I don't see it happening. I don't really think it needs to happen. I think you would agree with that too.
Yeah, I mean, I just think all her name is worth is in WWE. I think it just, I mean, like you said, I guess she could get a lighter schedule, get paid a shit ton of money, but she could still get paid a shit ton of money in WWE, be with her husband. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like you would have to put all this, she actually would probably have to do more to kind of get herself over, because obviously people don't know, people know her as who she is, but you're not, since they own the trademark, it's a lot harder. At least Sasha, she laughed and kind of did her own thing, new name, kind of built this little brand on her own. Becky would have to do all that.
Yeah, I mean, I think she could still come in and be a big star, even if she's Rebecca Quinn. I mean, I don't know if she could be...
No, I agree. I just feel like the money, why would you leave something if, I just feel like, why would you leave something so good when there's no reason to?
I mean, I thought the same thing about Cody Rhodes, too, to be honest. So, I mean, anything can happen.
But Becky's on a totally different level.
Then Cody Rhodes was in AEW?
At the time, no...
Well, yeah.
Cody, I think that was a totally different thing too. I think the whole EVP thing didn't really work out the way he wanted to. I don't think him, the Bucks, and all them were on the same mindset, whatever. But I'm saying more for Becky, I don't see the incentive to leave. I feel like your bread's buttered great there. Why would you leave? Why would you leave? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there could be
it's
other.
Not like,
yeah.
It's not like she'd get paid X. Like, she's going to, realistically, she'll probably get paid the most women's wrestlers ever made.
She should be, yeah.
Okay, so, like, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't make any. I think to myself, I don't think it makes any sense for her to leave WWE. But I mean, like you said, there is a chance. I just don't think it's a high one.
No, I mean, I think anything's possible. I don't expect. I'm just playing devil's advocate here because I'm just trying to play up the possibility that it could happen. I don't think it should. Because, I mean, again, even with it, it's a different situation. I do want to acknowledge that. But when Edge left WWE, another guy that was a WWE lifer, we thought, obviously he wasn't. He's only got a couple years left. He wanted to go mix it up with some new people, wanted to wrestle more. He's gotten both of those things. He got himself fucking hurt in the process, but we'll get to that in a moment. I don't think Becky's in the tail end of her career. I think she has a lot more to offer. She's made comments before. I think even in that Ariel Helwani interview that she did a few months ago, she even said, I'm going to be involved with this company like for the rest of my life in some form or fashion. So, I mean, she could always take time off while under a new deal with WWE. I mean, she could have just re-signed by now, even if she was just taking a couple months off. She like Drew. Like, I think Drew could at some point take time off while still under a new deal. I don't know. It is interesting that Rollins re-signed, though, and she did not. I was not expecting that. Maybe she still will. I think she still will. But maybe we see her back by SummerSlam, and then she faces Lyra or Io Sky or some shit. I don't know. I think that Raw division could use her, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think now that she's gone, I mean, you have Liv. You have Liv. I think I said they have Liv.
Not Rhea for now.
Yeah, they basically have Liv at this point. I mean, that wasn't a starter, folks. I know they have Liv Morgan. It's pretty light besides that. I mean, I'm a big Lyra guy, but obviously she just hasn't been booked. She's new, so she's being booked well, but like they have her. I guess I forgot Io.
Yeah, damage
Io's
control.
Also big, so I'll take that back. I recant all the Livs. I show disrespect to Io Sky, but besides her and Io, they have no one really established. Rhea's hurt. Becky's gone now.
Then you have like 4 different female tag teams.
Exactly. And I like Kyrie, but they really haven't pushed her as a single. I like Dakota, but kind of same sign as Kyrie. We have Zoe and Shayna. Been there, done that.
Maxine Dupree? I don't know.
Maxine, yeah. I think at this point we'll probably continue to get. I'm assuming we'll probably get Io and Lyra again, just because she just beat Kyrie. But at this point, I feel like Liv's just kind of waiting for Rhea.
I think you could do Liv and Lyra in the meantime because Liv punched her. So you can go off of that.
Yeah, that's true. And then we could do that again. But looking from SmackDown to Raw, especially now that Becky's gone, there's a big gap on Raw. Yeah. SmackDown's loaded.
Yeah, SmackDown's got a lot of women. I could see them doing a trade or something. They could always use Bianca and Jade on Raw because they are the tag team champions and they can float. But I wouldn't have them on Raw challenging for the Women's World Championship or some shit. I don't think that makes sense.
No, they should only be on Raw doing tag team stuff.
Yeah. So maybe they trade someone maybe not a Naomi, but a Tiffany maybe, because SmackDown's got Tiffany, Naomi, Jade, Bianca, Bayley obviously is champion. They're kind of making the most of the women they do have, so Raw with Becky and Rhea being gone is a big blow to that division. Thank God they called up Lyra when they did, but they still need some fresh faces in the mix that are not, that are not Ivy. I like Ivy Nile, actually. That's not a slight on her, but Maxine Dupree. I like Isla, not Isla Dawn. I don't really give a shit about Isla, but Kaylee Ray, she should be on her own at this point. Her being in the tag team does no one any favors whatsoever.
No, I agree. That's someone but that's the thing. It's that's someone that they should be pushing. But the problem is she's been treated like a joke for so long. It would take a lot of rehab to get her It'd take a lot of rehab to get her as a singles player. But they also haven't done they haven't even been on Raw since they got switched the brand. I know she's been on main event, but I feel now with Becky out, they should. It's that's the thing I don't get with her specifically. It's she's good. We know she's good. So why aren't you pushing her? Why is Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree getting all these opportunities who just aren't that good when you have someone that's proven NXT UK champion, clearly good. I just don't understand, like, where, like, I don't see how you fumble that.
Yeah, they were on Raw this week, not in a match, but they quickly interacted with Shayna and Zoe because they weren't in that 4-way number one contenders match last week, and they're like, oh, you're not the real number one contenders if you can't beat us. I'm like, again, but who is this stuff really for? They're all heels. No one cares. I mean, they're just they're just teams fighting for the sake of, for nothing. I mean, for belts that don't mean anything. I think if they had a mid-card women's belt, I feel like that floated between the brands, at least Raw and SmackDown. It would be, I mean, we've talked about this before, it's old hat, but I just feel like that would be a much greater use to that division, both on Raw and SmackDown, than this tag team bullshit for teams that just don't mean anything.
I mean, I mean, no lies detected. I just feel like the tag team division at this point, you've tried. I'll give it to them. They've tried. It's just never gonna work. At least they've tried. Like when Vince did it, you never really saw it. Like we have tag team matches all the time. It just doesn't work. I don't know. Like they just need to cut the cord at this point. Like I said, do like a traveling mid-card women's champion from Raw to SmackDown. It's just the tag team thing just doesn't work. It doesn't. They've tried so hard since Triple H taken over, and it just hasn't clicked at all.
Yeah, they had their opportunity when Triple H first took over to just dump them in the trash because they were already off TV anyway when Sasha and Naomi walked out, but they had to bring them back, so they really did not have to do that.